And we are back. Welcome, guys. My name is DK, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the 12-game NBA DFS slate on Wednesday. There's actually 13 games tomorrow because we're winding down before the All-Star break. I believe we have 2 or 3 games on Thursday. If it's your first time watching, I cover content for Draftkings, NBA, NFL, as well as for prop sites like Prize Picks, Underdog, and Parlay Play. Guys, the sponsor of the video, that is going to be BetMGM. I will link down below, but they're currently running an offer where if you bet $5, you get $150 instantly in bonus bets. So make sure to take advantage of that. I actually did include the wrong link in my first few videos. I'm going to make sure to include the correct link there for BetMGM, but still running a nice promo there. And yeah, if you have to be 21 plus, and if you do have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. So my best advice in many of these videos, or as I say in these videos, is get in many of these sports books and DFS sites as possible, and it does help support the channel if you do click the link and sign up. Okay, let's recap the last few days, and then we can get into the video. We're going to have to go quick because there's 12 games. So Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday was a huge day for me, and it would have been a takedown if Terry Rozier did not get injured. In the third quarter, did not come back, still won $650, no complaints. And you can see some similarities here with this lineup compared to the lineup played tonight. So the lineup played on Sunday: Rozier, Hero, Jaquez, Martin, Bam, Monk, Murray, Sabonis. What did I play tonight? Hero, Duncan, Jaquez, Horford, Bam, Monk, Martin, Sabonis. Almost identical lineup, a heat stack with Monk and Sabonis. Now, Sabonis just absolutely smashing recently. You just love to see it, man. There's nothing I love more than Sabonis smashing. Almost a 90 bomb for Sabonis to really punish the faders. But yeah, it's been a good run here for DFS recently. Also, if you guys are betting on player props tomorrow, make sure to check out my thread. Post that for all 13 games. It took a while. That's why I'm making this video right now at midnight. And I'm going to try to get a video up for Prize Picks as well. It's been a ton. We did the Stochastic show earlier. It's been a grind. Recently. That's kind of why there's been some inconsistencies with my uploads. Because some folks, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And do have some other exciting stuff to announce in a bit too. So let's talk about this 12-game slate. Atlanta, Charlotte's the first game here. On the Atlanta side, no Okongwu, no Capella. Now, I'm assuming they're going to start Bruno Fernando at the 5, 3.6K. If that is the case, I think he's one of the best values on the board. He's over a fantasy point per minute player, and I would expect if he starts for him to play like 25 to 30 minutes or so. And then I do think you're going to get some Jalen Johnson as the backup 5. Now, is it possible they try to start small and start Jalen Johnson at the 5? That is possible. I do think it's in the range of outcomes that they try to go small ball and go like Trey, DeJounte, Bogdanovich, Bay, Johnson, right? That is in the range of outcomes. But yeah, either way, I think the two front court guys, Fernando and Jalen Johnson, do really stand out. I like the guards too as well. It's a really good match appearance in the Hornets. So Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, 9.5 and 7.6K respectively. Yeah, so that's basically it for Atlanta. Let's talk about Charlotte. No LaMelo, no Mark Williams, Caleb Martin, or Cody Martin, I should say, is probable. Now, Charlotte has been running a relatively tight rotation over the last couple games since the trade deadline, and I expect them to run that similar rotation again. Top end guys, you got Bridges at 8.8K. He's still the number one option. He's still playing about 40 minutes a game. He's still the guy at the high ceiling. Like his upside quite a bit. Brandon Miller's been a little bit quiet of late since that trade deadline. He's dealt with a little bit of foul trouble as well. Right now, more of a contrarian play for me, but we still know that ceiling is there. Nick Richards is 5'6". Minutes have not been amazing on him. They are going small ball with Grant Williams as the backup 5, and Grant Williams actually leads the team in usage for the last couple games. But yeah, so Nick Richards just kind of like indifferent on him. I do like Trey Mann. 27-34 minutes over the last couple games. He's not a bad point per minute guy, and right now he's playing the point guard position. 5K, I still think he's a good option. Martin of 4.8 should play, high 20s to low 30s minutes. I think he's reasonable. Grant Williams, like I said, is leading the team in usage over the last couple games. 30 plus minutes off the bench. I think he looks like a pretty good value here, 4.3K. Nick Smith Jr. has been out of the rotation. Misic is getting the backup point guard run right now. 26 and 21 minutes over the last couple games. And then you are seeing a little bit of Seth Curry, 3.6K. I think he's playable in GPPs. Miami and Philadelphia. So Miami, no Butler, no Rozier, no Josh Richardson. I assume they're going to run that same rotation again tonight. 8-man rotation. Hold on, I feel a sneeze. Maybe not. Nope. It was a pump fake. Yeah, they ran an 8-man rotation tonight. They started Nikola Jovic, and he played like 20 first half minutes at 41 fantasy points in 30 minutes and lost minutes due to a blowout. If he starts again, I mean, he looks amazing. You cannot expect similar production as what he had last game, but I still think he's going to look really good. And then again, Bam's been making me a ton of money over the last couple slates. He's been low owned and he's been really punishing the faders. I like him once again here at 8.5K. I think he looks good. Tyler Hero at 7.2 was a little bit disappointing tonight, but he should still play mid-30s minutes if the game stays competitive. Miami actually blew out the Bucks on the road. Martin was disappointing. Again, he only had 7 fantasy points in 25 minutes, so he'll probably be the lowest owned of the main Heat. Akes came out the bench, played 28 minutes, would have played more if the game didn't blow out. Duncan had a huge game of 4-4. I think he looks really good. I would say a bit of an outlier performance again tonight, but still looks good. Kevin Love played alongside Bam. He played 20-plus minutes. He stands out as a good value. Got some run for Hayward Highsmith as well. That was basically the 8-man rotation, so there's a lot to like here from Miami. On the Philadelphia side, no Embiid, no Tobias Harris, no Melton, no Batum. I'm expecting a tight rotation again. Tyrese Maxey is 9K. He should play 40-ish minutes in a competitive game. Played 42 minutes last time out. I like the ceiling on him quite a bit. Buddy Hield, Kelly Oubre, I'm expecting big minutes for them as well. Probably close to 40 minutes. Buddy Hield's played really well since coming over to Philadelphia. Kelly Oubre's playing huge minutes. Both those guys look good at their respective price points. Paul Reed is 5.8K. The minutes been a little bit up and down on him, but I think if he stays out of foul trouble, we probably get around 30 minutes from him. Obama should play the backup 5. And then basically the only one of the guys riding out of the rotation, Campaign 4K. He's playing some backup point, 21 and 24 minutes over the last couple games. I think he's reasonable. You'll get a little bit of KJ Martin at 4K, 23 and 26 minutes over the last couple games. And then some Ricky Council, who's played 20-plus minutes over the last couple games. So good amount like this. I'm expecting both teams to run tight rotations in this game. New York and Orlando. How about another team that's running a tight rotation? The Knicks. Randall, OG, both out. Hartenstein, DiVincenzo, questionable. If Hartenstein is out, you should get a lot of minutes of the 5 for Precious Achiuwa. If DiVincenzo's out, you should get more run for Hart you should get more run for Hart, Bogdanovich, and Alec Burks. Jalen Brunson's 9-3. He's still in the number 1 options. Not necessarily the best matchup, but still like his ceiling. Achiuwa, I think I would only get to him if Hartenstein misses. We'll keep an eye on that. DiVincenzo, 7-7. It feels a little bit pricey. Again, if he's out, I think you're going to get a lot more run for Bogdanovich, a lot more run for Burks. Josh Hart's already playing big minutes, so I don't even know if he could play any more minutes. So, yeah, those are 2 big pieces of news to keep an eye on. Orlando, looks like they are fully healthy. Nothing really standing out here. I think Paolo and Franz are playable. The guards, they're growing the hot hand with Suggs, Fultz, and Clay Anthony, so it makes it a little bit tricky to prioritize any of those guys. Talk about Brooklyn and Boston. No Ben Simmons, no Cam Johnson. I'm expecting Dennis Schroeder to move into the starting lineup here with Ben Simmons out. If that is the case, I think Schroeder would be my preferred option here on the Brooklyn Nets. I would expect him to start and play good minutes, 27, 32 minutes over the last couple games. There is blowout risk, though, of playing on the road in Boston. Not a ton of interest in the main guys, Bridges, Cam Thomas, or Claxton. DSJ should play the backup point, but again, I expect Schroeder to start, and I prefer Schroeder. Jalen Wilson's still getting some decent run. You did see Lonnie Walker re-enter the rotation. He played 17 minutes tonight, so that is something to note. On the Boston side, so I expect Horford to sit since it's a back-to-back. We'll see about Porzingis. If Porzingis sits too, then they probably go like Cornette the 5, or they could try to go small ball. So keep an eye on that. Cornette would be a good value if he starts. We got top end guys. I mean, Tatum had a massive game. I thought I was drawing dead without chalk. Tatum went for 75, but I had low on Sabonis that went for 87, so made up for it. But yeah, Tatum gets a bump, Brown gets a bump. Like all the other starters look better. Porzingis can't play, so again, that's something to monitor for sure. Let's talk about Indiana and Toronto. Halliburton, Mathurin, both on the injury report. Jalen Smith out. With Jalen Smith out, you're getting Isaiah Jackson backing up Miles Turner. Isaiah Jackson is a good point per minute guy. If you do get Miles Turner foul trouble, I think he's an interesting contrarian value. Halliburton back to playing close to normal minutes. Played 34 minutes last time out. If he plays similar minutes again, I think he's a pretty good play at 8.9K. If he misses, you're going to get more point guard run. You're going to get the point guard duty split with Nembhard and McConnell. And then a usage bump for all those other main guys. For Toronto, RJ Barrett on the injury report, he's questionable. If he misses, I expect Bruce Brown to pick up the start. If Bruce Brown starts at 4.5K, he's going to stand out as a pretty good value. Played 31 minutes last time out. Olynyk and Pirtle splitting center position. I think factoring in salary would prefer Olynyk to Pirtle. And then, yeah, like Barnes and Quickly, I think would look a little bit better too if RJ Barrett can't play. Chicago and Cleveland, so not really the best matchup here for the Bulls, but they're running a very tight rotation. Caruso questionable, that's pretty significant. If he misses, you're going to get Ayo Dosunmu playing a lot of the point guard position, and then you should get Torrey Craig once again starting. Craig's 3.7K. If he starts, I think he's going to stand as a decent value. Not really the best point per minute guy, but would be a solid value play if he starts. The main guys all look, just a little bit better too if Caruso can't play. Drummond, I thought would play a little bit more alongside Vooch. He didn't. He only played 16 total minutes last time out, and he wasn't in foul trouble. Yeah, I think Kobe White, DeRozan, these are the two guys with the high ceiling. Vooch, if they don't play Drummond alongside him a lot, then he looks better. Vooch gets hurt if Drummond plays more. So that is something to note there. And then Iowa's gonna look a lot better too if Caruso cannot play. On the Cleveland side, so they're running pretty tight rotation too, basically 8-man rotation. Nothing really standing out here. I think Mitchell's always playable, but that price seems about right. Mobley and Garland are playing around 30 minutes a night, and then Jared Allen, 7.1K, maybe a little bit underpriced. And I know I'm going quick, guys, but against 12 games, so we got to go kind of fast. Otherwise, this video is going to be 40 minutes. For Houston, no Van Fleet, no Eason, no Cam Whitmore. They should run a pretty tight rotation. All the starters played 30-plus minutes last game. The only bench player that got significant run was Aaron Holiday. Şengün, 8.7K, I think looks pretty good. He's been a little bit quiet of late, but he gets an assist bump without Van Fleet. He also should play big minutes. So I'm pretty high on Şengün. Jalen Green looks better at 7-6 without Van Fleet. I think he's playable for tournaments. Amen Thompson, been starting. He's been playing 30-plus minutes. I think he looks pretty good, 6.5K. He's a stat sheet stuffer. Jabari Smith should play huge minutes, 37, 38 minutes over the last couple games. I think he looks decent. Dylan Brooks, 4.9K. If he avoids foul trouble, should play mid-30s minutes. So all the main starters I think look pretty good. And then I do have a little bit interest in Aaron Holiday, 22, 26 minutes off the bench last couple games. Not a bad point per minute guy. I think he's reasonable for GPPs. For Memphis, Pippen out. D-Rose questionable. Zaire Williams questionable. We'll see if Gilliard's going to be available too. I think last game he was in the G League. If D-Rose is out and Gilliard isn't available, then you should get a lot of point Vince Williams. He's averaging almost 10 assists a game over the last 3 games, so he's going to look a little bit better if all his guards are out. Jaren's the clear number 1. Again, you know the deal with Jaren. If he avoids foul trouble, he has a very high ceiling, but he is super foul prone. That always had a factor in. Aldama's been playing around 30 minutes a game. I think he's reasonable. Some of these other guards, Kennard, Conchar, look a little bit better if these questionable players cannot play. Washington, New Orleans. Washington's fully healthy. You should get Bagley once again starting. 5.3K, put 28 minutes last time out. I think he's a decent value play here. Not a bad point per minute guy. The assist numbers have been way up in Tyus Jones recently. Also, the minutes have as well. So, I have no issue if you want to click 6K. Tyus Jones, Kuzma, Denny, reasonable options at the top. Poole, he's up and down, but he's cheap, so I'll mention him. Something to note, Rashawn Holmes did play the backup 5 last game. You didn't see much minutes in the 5 for Kuzma. New Orleans, Zion, questionable, Dyson Daniels out. Last game, Larry Nance started the second half over Jonas Valanciunas. That's something to know. He's basically splitting the center position right now with JV. So I think factoring in salary, it is easier to get to Nance than it is JV. Ingram and CJ obviously get a bump in usage. If Zion can't play, Ingram looks a lot better. He would be the number 1 option. And then a little bit more run for Murphy and Jones. If Zion's in, I think any of those main 3, Ingram, Zion, and CJ, are playable. San Antonio, Dallas, basically fully healthy here. Wembanyama had a triple-double last game with blocks. And I'm so happy and not tilted at all. Played, I took some props in him here. I think I played him in this game. I don't know. I feel like I've been playing him recently. He's been not doing great. Didn't click him last game. 78 fantasy points. More proof. Again, no one runs worse. Wembanyama, 9.2K reasonable price point. Like his ceiling a lot. Vassell right now, second in the team in usage. 6.6K, should play mid-30s minutes. But not a ton else that really stands out for me for the Spurs. On the Dallas side, so injuries to monitor. So Luka and Kyrie both expected to play. They're probable. Lively and Kleber questionable. If Lively can't play, you should get Gafford starting. Gafford had 24 rebound chances in 24 minutes last game, which is absolutely mind-blowing. He had a 50 bomb in 24 minutes. PJ Washington also moved in the starting lineup and played 36 minutes. So those two will benefit if Lively and Kleber cannot go. If Lively and Kleber are in, then I don't really know if I get the secondary piece. I think mainly would just be Kyrie and Luka. Lakers and Jazz. So Lakers ran a 9-man rotation in a competitive game. Dinwiddie played 13 minutes in the first half off the bench. It's not a bad matchup. So I think AD, LeBron both look solid at their respective price points. I think I do slightly prefer AD to LeBron, but not a really ton else here with D'Lo, Reeves. Again, Dinwiddie being there kind of hurts the minutes for some of these secondary pieces. So let's talk about Utah. Kenta George moved in the starting lineup last game. If he starts again, I think he stands as a pretty good value. He had a bad game, but he had to use a lot of his energy on defense against Steph Curry. If he starts again, I do like him at 4.2K. Markkanen, the one guy you should get consistent minutes from. He's been playing mid-30s minutes recently. He's been a little bit quiet over the last couple games. We know the ceiling is there for him. Again, then you get Sexton, you get Clarkson. These guys are guys that have high ceilings, but the minutes can fluctuate on them. You have seen 30-plus minutes over the last couple games for Jordan Clarkson. Kessler's has moved in the starting lineup. He's averaging high 20s minutes over the last couple games. If he continues to start, I like him. The only concern to be potential foul trouble there against Anthony Davis. John Collins has also seen a slight minutes bump since they've traded away Olynyk and Fettuccine Alfredo. Chris Dunn moved to the bench, only played 19 minutes. I would expect around 20 minutes from him. He's an okay contrarian value, but I think you got to prefer Keontae George. And you did see a little bit of THT in the rotation as well. Couple games left, Sacramento and Denver. So Trey Lyles missed the game tonight. If he does not play, you should get a minutes bump for those other wings like Murray and Harrison Barnes. You saw this massive game for both Sabonis and Fox tonight. And we know the ceiling is super high in them. So, once again, I have interest in both Sabonis and Fox. Malik Monk's minutes have been up as well. I like his upside at 5.6K. And the wings all look solid. Again, they look better if Trey Lyles can't play. For Denver, so Murray and KCP both doubtful. I expect Reggie Jackson and Justin Holiday to pick up the start in their absence. And then Jokic he has like a 50% assist percentage with Jamal Murray off the court, which is just insane. 11.3K. I think he looks pretty good. Reggie Jackson should start. 5.7K, though. That feels priced about right. A little more usage guys like MPJ and Aaron Gordon. Holiday should start. Again, he's fine, but it's not a great point per minute guy. I think there's other value plays I would prefer. Then maybe a little more run for guys like Watson and Brown off the bench. Final game, Detroit and Phoenix. Definitely some blowout risk in this game. Don't expect Grimes or Stewart to play. K, Durr, and Ivy all playable for tournaments. Like I said, blowout risk. Normally, they are giving their main guys big minutes in competitive games. The game was a blowout tonight, so they didn't get a ton of run. Fettuccine Alfredo should say moved in the starting lineup. He played, I believe, it was 17 first half minutes. Stuart Thompson, if he avoids foul trouble, probably plays high 20s minutes. You did see Wiseman play the backup 3.2K. If the game blows out or if Durden gets in foul trouble, he could be a decent play. I did want to mention that. And finally, the Phoenix Suns. So Beal got injured tonight. I know because I took his over player props. Luckily, that got rebooted, but still tilting. With Beal most likely out, you're going to get a usage bump, and it's a bump for both Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. And then you should get more run for guys like Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon started the second half for Brad Beal tonight. But I don't really think I get to anyone else. Royce O'Neal hasn't been playing huge minutes since coming over to Phoenix. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. Keep an eye out for the Prize Fix one. That'll be up after this. Thanks again for all support, as always, and we'll see you in the next video.